Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very glad to come here so as to explain you about the European Constitution, because Europe will be federal or we have not Europe. So therefore, I'm glad to welcome you, all of you, and then as it is the first program, then we will try to make it a little bit very slowly, so then we will understand much better. So in the past, we have done this program only in Spanish language, but nowadays, or from now on, then we will have the possibility to do this program also in other languages. So what I like to say, welcome. I'm very happy to see that there are also some people in the chat, and then I will be very happy if I can answer all your questions. So first of all, I thank you for joining for this program. Hello, Europa. As I told you, it was in Spanish, but we have done 123 programs, and this is the first one in English language. I am Javier Giner, and in 1988, we started in Mallorca with the European Union associations. And this is the reason why we are still fighting for a federal euro. So therefore, today with the English version, it is another step what we haven't done in the past. Over the years, we have done a lot of work, and right now we are in the position to establish the Federated States of Europe with a federal constitution. On TikTok, as you know, we are very kind and supportive and watching our videos and sharing your opinions. And today we have posted a video to remind you that we have this program titled European Needs Common Sense. So it was the video that so as to remember you that we were making something different today. So I am the Secretary General for the European Federal Party branch Spain, and together with other parties from all over Europe, we want to ratify the federal constitution to establish the Federated States of Europe. In the videos we have shared on TikTok, we will have seen that we talk about this European Federation project because Europe will be federal or there will be no euro. Europe is not a political institution because its officials have not been democratically elected. Only the European Parliament is elected, but it cannot legislate. That is to stay along with the European Commission and the European Council promotes directives that are implemented as laws in the European Union member states. Therefore, we have decided across 9th, 26, which is the Europa Day, we can't gather in front of the European Parliament to demand that the federal constitution to be ratified by the citizens of Europe. So you remember that in the United States of America for more than 200 years ago, 1789, then it happened the same. So then we have this constitution according to the way that it was made there. We hope that we can count on you to organize more conferences on this kind in the coming months and provide institutions on how to get millions of citizens on the European Parliament on the 9th of 2026, and thus demonstrate that we do not agree with the current situation in Europe and the disintegration of the European Union. Therefore, we will demand that Europe doesn't want wars and that politicians must change their mindset and do what the citizens need. In other words, a fair society, distribution of wealth to the citizens have balanced systems and can lead healthier and happier lives. Today, we will begin explaining the Federal Constitution with two short videos to show citizens that Europe needs and federations because Europe will be federal or there will be no Europe. We will discuss two important articles of the Federal Constitution. Article 7 introduces directed democracy, and Article 10 explains how the ratification of the Federal Constitution must be carried out to establish the Federated States of Europe. In the coming programs, we would like to have guests here on the studio so then they can give their opinions directly. So which could be you, if you request in the email that we have put on the chat. So you see on the chat, the same as I am reading here, then will be there, and then you have an email where you can ask for coming with us in the studio. Finally, we are providing some links to you that can learn more and develop the initiative to introduce citizenship to the idea that European citizens want a more social and democratic Europe, one that belongs to the citizens through the introductions of the directed democracy. So this is our beginning today, and now we are going to show you these videos. But first of all, then we want to remember the time when we have made this for 123 programs with other people, all the time in Spanish, but always on Sunday at 10:15 p.m. like today. And what we are going to show you now, it is the first video about the Federal Constitution, so that citizens can understand that what we have is not a federation, but it is only a more or less confederations, where you see that every state does what they want, but well, you know, and after the years, almost 70 years, the European Union doesn't work, and then more and more towards the disintegration of the European Union. Therefore, we have to be prepared for the Federal Constitution and also to establish the Federated States of Europe. And then this is the two small videos that you are going to show, or we are going to show today. Let's go.
some people say that the European Union is already looking like a federation.
Well, many people think that the European Union looks already like a federation, that it is already a bit a federation, but it's complete nonsense. What is this? What is this?
It's a pen.
It's a pen. Better, it is a ballpoint. Look, you see, I write on it. So we are sure that this is a ballpoint, okay?
Yes.
Look at this. What is this?
Pen.
No. It is an object that looks like a ballpoint, but it is not a ballpoint because the mechanism that makes it a ballpoint is here. So, a federation is only a federation when inside it there is a federal constitution. There is no federal constitution in the European Union, so the European Union is not a federation. Nonsense. Thank you.
As far as you can see, the explanation of the first video, it is that you have a Europe and there is a pencil, and then you see pencil writes down and it works, but if you take the ink, then it doesn't work. So this is what happened in Europe. We have the European Union, but has not the soul, and then therefore then doesn't work. Let's see the second one.
Mr. Klinkers, what really is a federation?
I would like to answer this question by putting a question to you. Do you know what the largest federal organization is in Europe?
I don't know.
Everybody knows. You know as well, but you did not make the link in your head. I can make a drawing and then you understand immediately what the largest federation, and if you know what the largest federation is, then you understand everything about the federation. Let me show this. You can read this, the UEFA, the European League of all football clubs. There are 54 national leagues, and they are all controlled by the UEFA. And they are from A to Z, Andorra to Switzerland. All these national leagues, Andorra, also let's say Italy, the Federazione in Italy, is also a federation. Napoli, Roma, Milan, all these clubs in Italy, they are one of the 54 members of the UEFA. And they are all autonomous, independent, sovereign. They can make any decision, but some decisions they cannot make. They have a common interest. All these clubs want to play football, but if no one says, to who shall I play next week? Roma cannot decide in itself, I shall play to Milan next week. No, you need an organization, a federal organization that takes control of the common interest. common interest. And if you understand that this is a federal organization, then you understand that on this level, there is the FIFA. Here is Africa, Asia, America, and whatever. There are 5 or 6 members in the world controlled by the FIFA. So the World Championship is here. The European Young Championship is here. The National Championship is here. That's the federal organization. It's one of the most powerful organizations in the world. And if you understand this, then you understand why each week billions of people are watching football and playing football. And you understand also the economy behind a federal organization. This is huge. This is great. A federal organization is the strongest organization in every country. And there are many, many, also in Italy. In each country, there are many federal organizations. This is the best answer I can give in a short period. Just watch all sport organizations. If it is skiing or skating or volleyball or tennis or whatever, everything is organized on a federal level.
Very well. So there is nothing to add to the explanation because Mr. Leo Klinkers now is former president of the Federal Alliance of the European Federalists, and therefore he knows how a federation works. And therefore we are going to bring here these short videos to better understand when we're talking about the federal constitution. But now we are in a position to show you the federal constitution, which will allow us to, to establish the Federated States of Europe. So therefore, you see, now you can see here the organizations that we have in the past in every country of Europe. For example, if you click here in Germany, then you will see coming in German language. If you click in here, then you will be in France and in Poland and so on. But the most important thing is that you have to click here, and then we can change now for the federal constitution. So I think now you are in a position then to watch with me the federal constitution, which we are now to explain you the most important articles of this constitution. So therefore, you see, okay, so now we have the constitution here, and this is the preface. The Federal Alliance of European Federalists are pleased to present the democratic federal constitution for the citizens of Europe. It means to replace the treaty-based system in the European Union. In the evolution European state system since 1500, the states of the federal Europe is now beginning. For 6 months, in October 2021 to the end of March 22, the FEIF Citizens Convention improved a 10-article draft on the Constitution. The result of this peer review is a comprehensive structure of the constitutive and institutional elements of the centripetal federation based on federal constitution and led by applied sciences. A federation built from the bottom up for the citizens of sovereign European states that want to create a center to look after their common European interests while preserving each country the sovereignty, culture, and traditions. It is exactly the contrary what today happens, you know. In the European Union, they want that every country has to do the same, and it doesn't work, you know, because a federation is the most important thing, that only the federations take the job for those things that the states cannot do. So the board shall present the Constitution, the citizens Europe informed that the significance and organize the process of the ratification of the citizens. And the board of the FAE, Federal Alliance of European Federalists, as I told you, Leo Klinkers, who has shown the videos, the Secretary General, the Peter Hovenstresser, and the Martina Scarabazzi, executive member, and myself, Javier Giner, executive member. So, then we continue. We continue now with the so where it is the Article 7, as I told you before, then we have there mentioned as the directed democracy, you know. So therefore, we are not going to read the whole Constitution, but it is to be read part of the Article 7, where they say the citizens, the states, and the federation. And then what this Constitution has used, the directed democracy, it is good to read this. You see the number 4, this says, citizens of the Federation have the right to present a legislative proposal to the European Congress in the form of a draft of law. In a minimum of 1% of the citizens of the Federation support this draft law. This will be laid down as a people's initiative at the registry of the House of Citizens. A people's initiative can have the form of an amendment to the Federal Constitution. Any people's initiative shall meet the requirements of consistency of form and content and shall not infringe mandatory provisions of international law. If these requirements are not met, the Federal Court of Justice of the Federation will declare invalid in a whole or a part. And also, it is important, the Article 10, because it is how it works, the ratification. It says, for the ratification of the European Federal Constitution, they said the Federal Constitution for the Federation is submitted for ratifications to the citizens of Europe. Those who are eligible to vote may do so. A vote is secret and not susceptible for fraud. In a simple majority of the electorate of participating states vote to ratify the Constitution, followed by ratification by the national parliaments. It will be entered into force and the federation will be established, subject to relevant provisions in the national constitution of the acceding states. 3. In the electorate of 9 countries or regions ratify the constitution by a simple majority, the federation will be established in accordance to Article 20 of the Treaty of the European Union and joins as an enhanced form to cooperations in the European Union with the aim, among other things, of encourage the other member states of the European Union to join the federation. So, my ladies and gentlemen, so this is what we wanted to tell you today, and therefore we will be here next week again. And then we will try also to do or to make in other languages. Oh, Joseda has come. Joseda, welcome.
Welcome.
So you want to stay or you want to go, Joseda? Well, let's see if we have seen some questions in the audience. Otherwise, then we are going to finish for half an hour, is okay. And then we will have plenty of programs for the future. So no questions, then we will be here next week again because we are going to work in this matter so as to prepare for the future and the ratification. But not only in English language, but the next one will be German, then we'll have maybe French or, well, whatever. Maybe we are going to think about that, and then all these videos will be distributed in the whole Europe and in the world. So therefore, there will be other programs in other languages. So for now, it is all, and then I wish you a very nice evening and have a nice week.